Hello and welcome to the Beers with a Miner podcast, episode 29. My name is Mad Mumzie and this week it's just you and me, because I have news. Perhaps this is your first time listening. Thanks for joining me on this journey. I've been driving the huge dump trucks in Australian open cut mines for over 10 years now, and I wish I had $1 for everyone who said to me, "How does a little thing like you drive those big trucks? You must be rich. How do I get a job doing that?" My mining friends are asked these questions all the time too, and this is what started the Mad Mumzie journey to share stories and tips from living a mining lifestyle and to let others know what it's really like. Not everyone is cut out to be a miner, but why not? What does it take to thrive and survive in this industry? Now, let's dig in. Get it? Dig. Mining. I crack me up. Okay, so what's my news? This has been building up for a while. If you head to the show notes for this episode, madmumzie.com/beers29, you'll see a picture I made my daughter take of my eyes after night shift. But I warn you, it's, a bit nightmarish. Oh boy, it's been tough going back to working a 7 and 7 roster and doing 13-hour days. But as I record this, I am at a wonderful resort just north of Airlie Beach called Mumzie. I'll leave a link in the show notes. I've spent 3 glorious days with 5 fabulously crazy women who I love dearly. Lots of drinking and laughing, watching sunsets, and the lovely view of a tropical North Queensland beach literally right at our doorstep. Daiquiris for breakfast, kookaburras. It's just been fantastic. Paradise. So I came home from work last week for night shift. I had one night at home and then packed up the car and headed off on our annual girls' weekend. This was the 9th year, and we realised that means the 10th year anniversary is next year and it's going to be huge. I was a self-appointed list maker to ensure we have photo boards of past year's highlights from everyone. The must-haves that we've got to bring, and just some crazy drunken writing that we have no idea what it means. Oh, have you ever done that? Written something down in the heat of passion, in the heat of the moment, and then you don't even know what it meant or what it related to. Happy days. So why do I share this with you? On the way here, I was thinking how great this trip was going to be. But at the same time, I was worried about all the other things I wouldn't get done because I was going away. What podcast episode will I put out? When will it get done? I still have to see the real miner, catch up with Mum, update my websites, plan the next filming of Mum's art now that she's getting a bit better because she had that bad fall and broke her wrist. And, then I've got to go back out to work for 7 days after only 1 day at home. So much to do, so little time. I haven't got time for work, but for now I have to go, like most of us do, right? The real miner keeps saying, "Are we rich yet?" And I reply, "I'm working on it." So something has to give or I'll melt down and be no bloody good to anyone. This planted the seeds. I really wish I had more time to do my happy things. I'm the one always bloody preaching to everyone, "What's your happy place?" Hell, I even ask every guest what is theirs, as well as what they like to drink, of course. I'll just have a drink right now. I try to meditate most days. That's great. I love it. I use an app to help me just breathe, slow down the monkey mind and slip in a bit of positive visualization of the life I'm working towards becoming a reality. Sometimes my meditation is with coffee in hand on the bus to work, escaping any minute now from having to do this. Any minute now. But I also follow that up with, and I leave when I choose to leave. Not I don't get to go on the bus anymore because they don't need me to work. When I started my podcast, I had 4 episodes done, so I was a few weeks ahead. I was working a 5 and 5 roster and only doing 9-hour shifts, so I was quite fresh most of the time and had plenty of time for doing many things. But not anymore. Not for now, anyway. As I was driving here to Monty's, I remembered that most podcasters I know, well, that I listen to. I don't personally know them, even though you feel like you know a podcaster when you've been listening to them for long enough. I've got 2 podcasters I listen to. I call them my boys, Jeremy and Jason. Even my kids know they're the boys, but I digress. So most podcasters that I listen to have the holidays off to do other things. They might do a collaboration with someone else or just relax and be with family over the special time. I started the podcast in April this year, April Fool's Day actually. So I have not had the Christmas New Year period to contemplate before. This is a time for family and fun, and for many, like me, it also means work. Still got to go to work. Get a couple of extra days off though, which is nice, but we'll be having Christmas. For the online creators, it's also a grand time for reflecting and planning the coming year, batching and creating some new ideas they've been thinking about, escaping from the pressure for a while. But I have only just started. I was thinking, geez, under pressure already, and it's only been 8 months. But I have done 29 episodes now. Each one takes many steps, and especially when I started, it was also new and bloody scary, and I was learning it all as I went along, reinventing the wheel. It's mentally draining, but it's exciting too. Don't get me wrong, I love it, and it's been very exciting. But I started to think, could I just stop for a month maybe? Of course, I would still try and do a few interviews and work to get back ahead and have a few in the can, as they say. Sounds professional, in the can. But I've decided that it's okay. I have to try and not beat myself up, and also to look at what I've accomplished so far. You know, yay, I'm a podcaster. I've got 29 episodes. I'm freaking awesome. But this sounds self-indulgent and ridiculous as I'm writing this. And now as I'm speaking it, I need a drink after just saying that. And I'm definitely thinking out loud for sure, but I share this with you to perhaps show that we can all take a little time out for ourselves. What are we doing? What are you doing that it would be okay to stop for a while? Will it in fact improve many other areas of our lives? A reset over this time is common when we do our New Year's resolutions. I've nearly always had a good hard look at the year and written new goals. You know, sit down and take a good hard bloody look at yourself. However, this time what I'm chatting to you about is a bit deeper than that, I think. By putting the podcast on hiatus, it will free up more time for a while to do things like build my new podcast studio, visit my daughter and my new grandbaby, have my older grandson come up here for a week and hang out with Nana without me being on the computer the whole time, to finish my ebook for newbie and wannabe dump truck operators, do some more awesome interviews with people who've been on my list since the start, write some guest blog posts for those people who have invited me to contribute again, and thank you if you're listening. Go and stay at the farm with the real miner. Go to Monty's. Oh, hang on, I'm doing that right now as I read this. I stayed another day after all the girls left. Yes, I needed to recover from 3 days of frivolity and I was feeling a bit seedy. But I also needed or chose to have this day to process these thoughts, write in my journal, enjoy the peace and, yeah, of course, have a lovely cold can of beer on the beachfront whilst writing the notes for this episode. It is Beers with a Miner after all. So, my friend, all that is to say, this will be the final episode for this year. I hope you'll continue to come along for the ride in 2017 as the Beers with a Miner podcast continues to share stories from many more awesome guests and a few of my own rantings and ravings. I think I'll probably be back after the tennis, as they say, or around the time school goes back. Perhaps earlier if I suddenly get a lot more time on my hands, and maybe, just maybe, my eyes will be sparkling once again. Have a great time over the holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family. Thanks so much for listening. I really, really do appreciate you. And remember also, perhaps this can be an opportunity for you to go back and listen to any episodes you may have missed or that you really enjoyed. take me for a walk with you when you're chilling out at your happy place over the holidays. Who knows, you might not even notice I am gone. For the show notes for this episode, head to madmumzie.com/beers29. That's the number 29, and Mad Mumzie with a Z or a Z, depending where you're from. If you subscribe on iTunes or in your favourite podcast app, you will never miss an episode and you'll know when I'm back. Of course, you can also listen on the madmumzie.com website. And that's madmumzie.com. And please share with your mates. Until next week, or should I say, until next year, stay safe, be real, be special, and have fun, for we only live once. Cheers. See you at Monty's. Check out the link. Tell them Mad Mumzie sent you. Oh, I miss you already. Am I really going to do this? Oh, I don't know. Now I'm going to cry. No, I'll just have another beer. You clown.
Now for a word from our sponsor. Welcome Julia Hartman and the Bantax Accounting Group to Team Mad Mumzie. Julia is my awesome accountant. She has written 2 books with financial expert Noel Whittaker and has a passion to help us miners make the most out of our hard-earned cash. Head to bantax.com.au/miners. That's BANTACS to download your free miners booklet and a spreadsheet that will help you calculate the weight of your tools you need for your job. Why, you ask? Well, you might be able to hitchhike a ride with them and claim your trips to work. Sounds confusing? Not at all. Just head over to bantax.com.au and let Julia and the team help you out. You will also find loads of free information and advice on property investing if you plan to really do some great things with your money. Again, that's bantax.com.au/miners and tell them Mad Mumzie sent you.